The New Orleans Saints have been easily one of the worst teams in the NFL so far this year, starting out 0-4 and having the second worst point differential in the NFL, only ahead of the Titans. So today, we are gonna see if we can save this Saints team that has been trying for too long to hold on to the success they had when Drew Brees was still around. But as always, super quick before we get into this rebuild, I'm gonna keep this intro as short as I can, but leave a like if you enjoy. It really helps out the channel, even though it sounds weird. And let's see if this video can get to just 1,500 likes. It'll let me know y'all want to see another realistic saving the team rebuild next Monday. I'm thinking about doing a realistic rebuild every Monday. I'm thinking that'll be my day for them. So 1,500 likes and it'll let me know y'all want that to be a thing. I'm thinking about it. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We are super close to 85K, trying to hit 100K soon. If you like rebuilds, that's all I do. And very last thing, I'll say shout out to Quest for the suggestion of this video. You know what? I'll even throw their link in the description. Why not? If I remember. But if you want to shout out, just let me know down in the comments. You know what? Specifically, let me know in the comments what team you want me to rebuild next Monday. And I guess I'll just count up all the comments, see which one has the most votes. Preferably let me know a bad NFL team currently that you want to see a realistic rebuild of. But all right, without further ado, let's get into this rebuild. And this is a pretty different looking team from the last time I rebuilt them. Well, I guess I did do a rebuild of the Saints with Shedeur Sanders because that was a rumor at the time. But no more Derek Carr, now Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck are their QBs. We'll see if we can develop either of them here. Obviously, we're going to start out with Spencer Rattler. We'll see how he does. No idea how he'll do in simulation. And this defense, all the corners are different. Safeties are different. I guess the whole D-line's the same, but this team changed a lot in the offseason, and I guess they were necessary moves, but they didn't necessarily change for the better. And I guess the biggest question today is, you know, can we develop either Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck? I'm not going to lean too much into them. Like, if they're bad out the gate, that's not going to keep me from drafting a QB. Like, I'm not going to try super hard to develop them because Rattler was, what, a 5th round pick? Shuck was a 2nd, but he's already 25. Looks like he has gray hair in Madden. That's fitting. In real life, you can get by being a 24, 25-year-old rookie, but in Madden, it's actually over. Like, he could win MVP and probably go up to a 78 overall. I mean, that might be a little bit of exaggeration, but like, it's gonna be tough out here to develop him. But all right, enough yapping. Let's get into this rebuild. We'll get to the mid-season point and we'll see how it's going. Ooh, okay, at the midseason, we still have not won a game. We are 0-7. I thought for sure we would at least win, you know, a game or two, maybe. But Spencer Rattler not doing too great here. He's been pretty good in real life. He hasn't really been the reason the Saints have been bad, but he might be playing bench-worthy here. Devon Vele is doing well. I can't believe how much they traded for him, but at least he's doing pretty well. All right, I think we're gonna try out Tyler Shuck. We might as well when we're 0-7. We'll see if, not like he's gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year or anything starting this late in the season, but we'll see if he can maybe develop quicker. I guess he is older than Rattler, but we'll just see if he does better. Also, our morale is horrible. Guys are playing with like -2, -3 overall. It's not looking great. Can't really blame them though. But do we have anyone major to re-sign? Rashid Shaheed, Demario Davis. He might just retire though. Foster Moreau, we'll see. I kind of want to redo the tight end room. It just doesn't work well for Madden because they're all close to 30 or older. Will Clapp, the GOAT. Cameron Jordan with his gray hair. I don't know if I really want anyone here back. I mean, Rashid Shaheed I want back, but he's not interested. I would go player friendly. He's not that expensive, actually. It's a long deal, but 4 years, 38. He takes it. That's fine. And then Davis, we'll see if he retires or not. He might. He's still playing really well, but he's going to be 37. We'll see. But okay, we end up going 4-13. Definitely did better with Shuck than Rattler. I mean, it's hard to be worse than 0-7, but at least we did better. Tyler Shuck was actually pretty good. 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks. Not a great completion percentage, but was pretty good. Alvin Kamara, almost 1,200 rushing yards. That would be like a career high for him, I'm pretty sure. Devon Vele was our #1 receiver. It's not great when Devon Vele is your #1. I mean, he's fine, but why didn't we throw to Chris Olave more? Our blocking wasn't great, shocker. But Davis Hunter 252 tackles led the team. 14 TFLs for Vernon Broughton as a rookie led the team. And sacks, 8.5 for Granderson, and that's about it. 1 from Chase Young. How much were we last for sacks by? I gotta check that. But picks, 2 for McKinstry and Yadam, and then 1 for 4 different players. What happened? Okay, we were tied for last with the Texans? Huh? Daniil Hunter only had 6.5 sacks. Will Anderson Jr. had 1.5. This game is something else. But MVP goes to Josh Allen. Big surprise. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. But Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. I haven't seen his new picture in the game yet. That's interesting. Adam Thielen up there. Ray McLeod. But no Saints. Shocking, I know. No Saints defensive players either. But Offensive Rookie of the Year, Shuck at number 5. Not bad for only starting half of the year. I mean, maybe we should have started him for the whole year, but I mean, that wouldn't be realistic. He's not the Saints starter. And then nobody for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So not a great first year. Do we have the number 1 pick, though? I'm curious. Looks like the Chargers were the best team in the league this year. But we have the number 3 pick, it looks like. The Commanders went 4-13. The rest of these teams make sense, but the Commanders, they're not as good this year as they were last year, but still. But all right, let's get into this first offseason, and we're probably going to get rid of a lot of older players, I would assume. But we had a Packers-Texans Super Bowl, okay? But for re-signings, Brian Brzee, 5th-year option, 25 mil for mid. I mean, we do have a lot of cap space, thankfully. That's the one thing the Saints did right in the offseason is, you know, got rid of a lot of their bad contracts at least, but I don't really want anyone here, I'm going to be honest. Will Clapp, I would re-sign, but he's not interested. So let's get into our first free agent class, and I don't know if we're going to be too busy. We'll see who's available. We're probably not going to release many players because we have a lot of cap space, but I mean, guys like Chase Young, he had 1 sack. Maybe we should. In free agency, though, there's some decent players. It's not too great, though. Ooh, Isaiah Likely at tight end. He's not interested. We can get a tie for the lead for him with the Commanders. Okay, we're going to go for 2 players, him and Jalen Phillips. I don't know if we're going to get either. We probably won't because we were just 4-13, but I don't know if it would be too bad to not sign anyone in free agency. So either way, I'm fine with it because we're probably not going to be good for a few years unless we really do well drafting. I don't know. But Jalen Phillips, Isaiah Likely, let's see. Likely, neither of them will sign. They don't. Okay, that's fine though. Jalen Phillips goes to the Titans. Isaiah Likely goes to the Commanders. And I mean, really, there isn't anyone else I want. I thought about Breece Hall because we do need a future replacement for Alvin Kamara, but like, I feel like we can get one later, maybe. So we'll just get to the draft, and I mean, pretty clearly, we have some work to do. But all right, in the draft, we of course pick at number 3. I of course made quarterback our 3-star scout position. Unfortunately, there really isn't a great one. There's Hunter Lafferty, but I mean, if we're gonna be taking a QB at number 3, I want him to be a little better at this. If he's still available round 2, I'll take him, but I don't think he will be. Hell, if Jake White's available early round 3, I might take him and try to develop him just because. Oh, Nava wasn't a top 5 talent? I mean, I guess I see it, but I thought he would be, I'm not gonna lie. But I think I know what I want to do at number 3. I think I'm going to go with KJ Harris, top 5 talent corner. And if he's not there, we probably will just go with Miguel Nava. Oh, one of my focus scouts was good though. Elias Jimenez, top 5 talent. So let's get to number 3 and we'll see who's still available. The Panthers go with the left tackle that looked really, really good. The Commanders go Trumaine Radley, an edge rusher. So we get KJ Harris, top 5 talent. Doesn't look like 5 either necessarily. A awareness, A man, A press, C play rec, which is basically a B because I think B is the highest you can have. It used to be C was the highest you can have, but now it's B, at least for corners, I mean. Actually, is that for any position? No, never mind. I was gonna say, am I stupid? Did I just never realize that until now? But yeah, KJ Harris looks good. Could be a top 3 player. Number 1 in the class. I thought at best he would be 2 because I thought that tackle looked even better, but we get the best player in the class. We'll take that. But round 2, is that 1 QB still here? Okay, he isn't, but Jake White is. I'm not going to take him yet, but again, round 3, he's still there. I'm probably going to take him. I might go with the receiver here. Ashton Agnew looks pretty good. Honestly, doesn't look too much worse than that receiver I was looking at in the early first round. I might take him. Oh yeah, there is that one guard. Oh, never mind. He's gone. All right, that makes my decision pretty easy unless there's a better looking receiver. I kind of doubt it. Receiver isn't a massive need, but this just looks like a really nice receiver class, so... Oh, you know, one more thing I should check, actually. Are there any good edge rushers left? Stratton looks okay. Cunningham is a defensive tackle at defensive end, and Callaway, so I don't see a great one. Maybe we'll take Marshall later or something. I don't know. I just know it's hard to draft edge, period, pretty much, but especially after the early second. But there aren't any left anyway, so whatever. Let's go Ashton Agnew. Rank 15, got him at 35. I honestly thought he would be top 10-ish, but we'll take that. And Hidden Dev as a playmaker. Okay, great pick. But all right, round 3, the QB is gone, unfortunately. So it looks like Tyler Shuck is probably going to be our starter this year, which is fine. I do wish Spencer Rattler did a little better, because obviously he's the Saints starter and could develop into their long-term starter, but just did not do well here. But I might go with a linebacker. Jay Jordan looks pretty good. What's his speed? Reed Butler looks pretty good too. Is he faster? A little faster. This is mostly a need pick over a positional value pick, so maybe we shouldn't do it. Kyle Hamilton. Don't know that he's quite as good, but he's pretty good. Second to third round talent. All right, I'm just gonna go with a linebacker. Let's go with Jay Jordan. I don't think he's great, but I think he's decent. Gonna start this year probably. I would guess he's like a mid to late second round talent or something. Rank 76, so more early mid third, but not horrible. Good draft, though. We'll take it. But all right, here's how we did in our first draft. KJ Harris is an 84 overall. Pretty good. I guess we kind of replaced Marshawn Lattimore here. Already the 19th ranked corner in the league before he's even played a snap, so could be a top 10 corner by the end of this year. And Ashton Agnew gets, overshadowed, but this was still a really good pick. 77 overall with Hidden Dev. He'll be a starter this year. Just really well-rounded, not really insane at anything, not really bad at anything. I guess he is really good after the catch. That's his one thing. And then Jay Jordan, he's decent. Miles Childers I took, he's not great, but the CPU took a better edge rusher, thankfully. Neither had Hidden Dev, but we'll probably have to start one of them, unfortunately. There were just too many needs to fix in one draft, unfortunately. Ooh, but KJ Harris was easily the best player in the class. I thought Colin Griffin would be like an 82 or 3. I didn't think Harris would be this good. I've been seeing more good fullbacks lately for some reason. I don't know why, but like a decent bit of the top 10 players in the draft have been fullbacks lately for some reason, at least for me. Kind of weird, but whatever. But all right, here's how we're looking heading into year 2. We definitely got younger, that's for sure. The offense still mostly looks the same, just with, a different receiver, and I guess a different starting QB than the Saints have in real life, and a different left guard. Don't feel great about a 67 overall guard starting, 6'7" or whatever the kids say. I don't know, I'm too old for this at this point, but hopefully he doesn't hurt us too bad. He's probably gonna play like our best lineman. But yeah, the offense, I'm not as worried about it as I am the defense. Now, I at least did find an undrafted edge rusher with star dev. The problem is he is a 63 overall. Also, I'm realizing he is supposed to be a 3-4 DN just as an edge rusher because he's 287. Let's just pretend we have the old Saints scheme and we really like these big edge rushers. I don't know. He's even a little big for what the Saints used to like, but it is what it is. But the corners are looking pretty good. They developed a lot last year and we added Harris. I'm just worried about the front seven. We did like a complete 180. Well, I guess not a complete 180 because the safeties were solid before, but now our corner group is arguably the strongest position of our whole defense. But all right, I don't have high hopes for this year, honestly. We are maybe still the lowest overall team in the league. No, the Raiders are only a 79, okay. And the Titans, not surprising. But all right, we'll get into this year. Let's get to the midseason point, and just knowing this game, we're probably going to be better than we should be. Okay, we are 3-3 at the midseason. Maybe better than we should be, but at least we're not, too unrealistically good yet. I don't like being good in the early years when we have a horrible team, because then it makes me even more frustrated when we have a good team in the future and underperform. But Tyler Shuck, he's doing okay, just horrible completion percentage, almost sub 50. I mean, he's close. So I did keep quarterback as our 3-star focus position. We'll see if there's a good one that we can draft this year. But this is probably going to be a quick mid-season. We do have a few re-signings though. Chris Olave, Kendre Miller, we'll see. I guess he could be our future starter, but probably not, just knowing Madden. Brian Brzee, a couple undrafted players, Jordan Howden, Alvin Kamara. We might let him go because he's going to be 32 at running back, but we obviously want Chris Olave back. He's not super cheap, but I guess not horribly expensive. 6 years, 188. He does take it. I wish he was interested so he would be a little cheaper, but still. Brian Brzee, how's he done? Did have 11 TFLs last year, 4 sacks. He's been good. We'll re-sign him. I'm fine going very player-friendly because he should keep developing. 4 years, 53. He doesn't take it. I mean, it probably wouldn't be that hard to upgrade over him, but I do want to keep Mitch Leach in case he does develop. I'll re-sign him now while he's cheap. Jordan Howden doesn't have a pick yet in this rebuild. We'll see how he does at the end of the year. I want to keep him. I would if he was interested, but of course he isn't. But all right, we got most of our re-signings dealt with, so let's get to the end of the year, and I'll guess we'll go like 6-11, 7-10, something like that. All right, we do end up going 6-11. Good call. We beat the Bears 49-23 in week 18. That's gotta be scoregami, right? Probably. But Tyler Shuck wasn't horrible. 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns, 14 picks. Pretty good. Just not a great completion percentage, so his passer rating wasn't great. Did have the worst passer rating for starters, so we're still probably gonna draft a QB, but he's done okay. Alvin Kamara, still good. 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. Olave, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. Okay. Almost 1,000 for Shaheed. I wish Agnew got more receptions as a rookie, though. Only has star dev. I kind of thought he had superstar because he went up 3 overall in the preseason. Unfortunately, just star, though. But Fuaga, 17 sacks allowed. Might have to switch him in Banks or something. But let's see. Pete Werner led the team with 142 tackles. TFLs 11 for Broughton and Granderson. And sacks 9 for Vernon Broughton. He did really well. 8 for Brazee. Definitely want to keep him then. Only 4 for Granderson. 3.5 for Leach. Not amazing. But interceptions, 3 for Harris as a rookie. Unfortunately, you have to get like 12 picks, 25 pass deflections, and 200 tackles as a corner to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, so highly doubt he's going to win that, but we'll see, you never know. But 2 for Werner and Riley and 1 for Howden. Pretty not great, but good for a few individual players. Daniel Jones, MVP on the Rams. The team that just gave the Colts their first loss yesterday. That's something. Brandon Ayuk wins another Offensive Player of the Year. Andrew Van Ginkel wins Defensive Player of the Year, all right. But Offensive Rookie of the Year, Agnew at 2 to a Panthers player. I didn't think he would be even close. I'm surprised he's at 2, but still painful. But Defensive Rookie of the Year, also number 2. KJ Harris gets 2nd. Jay Jordan at 4. Mitch Leach, I keep wanting to call him Mike Leach, at number 8. Kind of an unlucky year. I was gonna say I didn't see any great dev traits, but KJ Harris has X Factor. Not that that's a massive surprise, but he's now up to an 89 overall, number 8 ranked corner in the league. That was a pretty good pick. So I guess not bad for mostly a development year. Just wish we could have won an award, but I guess I didn't necessarily expect to, so I can't be too mad. But all right, for re-signings, I guess we'll try to re-sign Kendre Miller. We'll go player-friendly. I don't know if I want to go very player-friendly for someone who probably won't play well, just knowing this game, but 3 years, 13. He doesn't take it, that's fine. We might be able to sign him in free agency, but Fuaga will pick up his 5th year, I guess. Brian Brzee I want. He is more expensive now, but we'll go player-friendly, and he might take this because we offered him a lot less at the midseason, 3 years, 52. He doesn't take it, never mind. We should maybe tag him, though. It would be 30 mil, but that's fine. We have so much cap space. Jordan Howden did end up getting a pick, but with only normal dev at 27 in Madden, probably not going to develop a whole lot, unfortunately. Again, if he was interested, I would re-sign him, but he isn't. Alvin Kamara will probably let go. Man, nobody's interested in this team at all. Just some of the UDFAs we sign. But in free agency, this is a pretty good class, much better than last year. The Ravens always lose like all of their players. Kyle Hamilton, Zay Flowers, Marlon Humphrey are here, Patrick Ricard. That's tough. But we are gonna go for Brian Branch. Thankfully, every team's distracted with Kyle Hamilton, so we kind of just get to go for Brian Branch for free. I mean, not free, but with no competition. Definitely not free. He's not cheap, and we're going player friendly, but would be a pretty massive upgrade at safety. Also going for Tank Bigsby to be our new running back. I would have gone for Kendre Miller, but he had other offers, and of course he wasn't interested, but we're also going to go for Kayvon Thibodeau, and then just this random star dev guard. I did the thing where I just sort by like the youngest players to find any star or superstar devs. There was also Wall, but he had a lot of offers, or big offers, so I'm good. But we'll go for these 4. Hopefully we can get all 4. We do kind of need all 4. We'll see. It looks like we do get all 4 of them. So very, very good free agent class. Surprisingly, those players were interested. I don't necessarily know why they were, but we'll take it. Definitely not a perfect team still, but we're improving. That's what matters. But this year in the draft, we pick at number 9. Seahawks pick at number 2. Don't love that. Thanks, Madden. But But there is actually a first round talent QB in this draft. The problem is we are definitely not going to get him unless none of these teams need a QB, which, you know, I guess either the Cardinals or Raiders might. Cardinals, Kyler's developed a little bit. We'll see. The Raiders definitely do. Should we trade up with the Cardinals to jump the Raiders? We'll see if the QB's still there by 7 first. Let me see. I also focus scouted a guard and an edge rusher. Let me see if they're good. Townsend is good. I didn't know if he would be because he has some D ratings, but he is good. And then an edge rusher. Okay, Burton's also good. I thought he could be a top 5 talent because, I mean, look at his ratings, but he's probably top 10, I would guess. Should we just pass on a QB still? We gotta take one eventually. Oh, okay, well, we don't have to think about that. He went to the Titans at 5, but it looks like the QB is still available at number 7, so we'll trade up with the Cardinals. Shouldn't be too much we have to give up, just moving 2 spots, but we'll see. Okay, we're gonna give up a 3. We're gonna get a 6 back to move up from 9 to 7. And now we will take, hopefully, our QB of the future. Hopefully he can turn into a good player. Isaiah McGriff. I never really looked at him. Maybe I should have, but I just see first round talent and I trust that he's pretty good. I guess could have normal dev. I feel like I've taken a few strong arm QBs that are first round talents that have normal. Hopefully he doesn't. I shouldn't even put that out there, but whatever. We'll see. Looks decent. I would guess he's a, later mid first. I guess he's even better than I expected. I thought he'd be like 21, but 17 does have normal. I was hoping I could, reverse jinx it by saying that and make it not happen, but he does have normal. I know this game too well. But all right, round 2, pick 9. I really don't see anyone that looks great anymore. All the good players are gone. I did see some good projected undrafted guards, like McMullen had elite strength. Mitchell Johnson looks like a really good pass blocker. We'll probably take them round 4 or something, 4 or 5. I mean, other than them, I really don't see anyone that looks great. There's a decent corner. I might just trade this pick back, honestly. There's nobody in this range that I want. I was like, Knighton looks okay, but he ran a 4.6 at running back. Is Hadley good? Wait, there are 2 Hadleys. Dom Hadley and Antoine Hadley. Dom Hadley might be decent, maybe. He's already 23 though. I might just trade this for a pick next year. What's even a fair trade? Like a 2 and a 3 next year? Something like that? I was gonna say the Browns are probably gonna be bad. Apparently they were in the conference championship. That's fun. We'll take a 2 and a 3 next year from the Cardinals, trading with them again. But all right, round 4. Let's go with the guards here. We'll go with McMullen first. He's the one who had elite strength, right? Yeah. Looks good-ish. Probably not amazing, but like second round talent maybe. He is a second round talent. I think right in the middle too. Hidden dev sounds good. Maybe could have even gotten him later. I just don't like to, chance it. And finally, Mitchell Johnson out of Oklahoma. He could be really good. I guess only decent strength, but has the A impact blocking, A awareness, all A pass blocking stats, at least C run block. I would guess like early second, maybe late first. No, top half of the first round, rank 13. I didn't know if he was strong enough to be that good, but apparently it doesn't matter. Hidden dev. He'll be a starter for us this year. That was a good pick. But okay, nope, not the Seahawks. Here's how we did in the draft. Of course, no second or third round picks, but Isaiah McGriff, 76 overall. He's solid. Of course, the normal dev sucks, but it is what it is. We'll just see if we can develop him. If not, we might even have to take another QB, unfortunately. But I think we can develop him. I'm not going to go with the Bengals playbook. I feel like that would be too easy. Offensive Rookie of the Year for McGriff, but we'll see if he can win it, quote-unquote, naturally with the Saints playbook here. And then the 2 linemen are pretty good. I also made this pick, Chris Benjamin. He was the one blocking tight end with elite strength. He actually did have hidden dev, but not a great player. And then the CPU picked a decent defensive tackle. We'll take that. This was a really good defensive tackle class, though. The top 3 of them were defensive tackles. But yeah, good draft, and we're finally starting to fill the holes on this team. Pause. Also, what did I do to the vibrance? I had to reset, like, my recording software. Why does the Bears logo look red? I need to mess with that at some point. I might have made it a little too vibrant. I try to make it look a little vibrant because the default settings look depressing and in gray. I might have gone a little overboard though. Ooh, Aeneas Peebles is a free agent though. I'll pick him up. I normally don't show free agent signings. I feel like I should maybe show this one though, because he'll possibly start for us. I'm just trying to fill out the depth because we had like 8 linebackers, 3 defensive tackles as a 3-4. Definitely an interesting team. But all right, here's a look at the team heading into year 3. We're up to an 84 overall. Oh yeah, I gotta switch the tackles around. I'll remember to do that, maybe, hopefully. But we're starting to look decent. 84 offense, 85 defense, 84 overall. There isn't really a position I'm too worried about anymore. Our pass rush might still be horrible. We'll see. Sometimes Kayvon Thibodeau does pretty well for me in rebuilds though, so he might. I wouldn't bet on it, but we'll see. This will probably be our last year with the Saints playbooks. I mean, we kind of have overperformed, so maybe they're not horrible, but at least the defense, if it's bad, we'll probably switch it. The offense, we'll see. But hopefully Isaiah McGriff can do well as a rookie, a Washington State player, as 90% of players in Madden are for some reason. We kind of need him to get Offensive Rookie of the Year, though. If he doesn't, normal dev might be brutal. But all right, let's get into the season. Let's get to the midseason point once again, and we should be okay. It's not 2028 yet. Sometimes the underperformance year comes early. I would be okay with that, but again, I want McGriff to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, so maybe I wouldn't be okay with that. But all right, we are definitely not having a down year. We are undefeated at the midseason. Maybe the Saints playbooks are good. Maybe we're just getting lucky this year. I don't know, but maybe they're good. I guess now that I think about it, I have seen them with the #1 pick a lot, so maybe we are just getting lucky, but I guess that was Madden 25 when I saw them with the #1 pick, but also this game is pretty much the same as Madden 25, so I don't know. Definitely not changing the playbooks now, unless we have a catastrophic collapse and go 7-10. But McGriff is doing all right. Tank Bigsby is a monster. 6 yards per carry, 700 yards. I didn't expect that. Finally, we got the receiver depth chart right. I put Agnew as our #3, and it makes him produce more than Shaheed. Tackles aren't doing too great, but it is what it is. And the pass rush isn't too great either. These don't really look like 7-0 stats to me. Kayvon Thibodeau has 0 sacks. Really, it looks like Tank Bigsby's carrying, and our receivers are doing well, and that's about it. I don't know. Definitely going to make edge our focus position. Thankfully, it's a strength for the draft. Don't know if there are going to be any left by the time we pick, but still. But all right, who are we going to have to resign this year? Kool-Aid McKinstry, Brian Brzee, Eric McCoy, Justin Reed, Aeneas Peebles, Pete Werner, Cesar Ruiz, Carl Granderson. Lots of starters. Jawan Johnson. We have 171 mil to work with, so I guess that's not really a concern, but this is going to take a minute. We'll go 6 years, 114 for McKinstry. I'm kind of surprised he's that expensive, but I don't know. I thought corners are usually too cheap in Madden. Maybe they changed that? Who knows? But Brzee, I'll go very player friendly. He doesn't take it. We might just have to let him go and find a new one if he really doesn't want to stay, but we'll go 3 years, 48 for Eric McCoy. He takes it. Justin Reed hasn't had a single pick this whole rebuild. That's fun. Probably won't bring him back. Peebles, we'll see. Werner, we'll see. He's going to be 30. Ruiz, he's done really well. Doesn't resign yet, though. Granderson, probably not. We'll replace a few more players this year, for sure. We don't really need to bring some of those guys back, but we'll get to the end of the year, and we'll see if we can keep this up. For all I know, we could go undefeated with only an 84 overall team. We're probably going to go more like 12-5, 11-6, but I guess our actual stats are pretty good, so maybe we will end up being like 15-2 or something. Okay, good guess. We do end up going 12-5. Not a great second half to the year, but still better than we should have been, probably. Unfortunately, we lost the last 2 games of the year, at least, maybe even more. Oh, we lost the last 4 games of the year to the Panthers, Seahawks, Buccaneers we got destroyed by, and Texans. Fun. What was the issue in the second half? This offense wasn't that good. Okay, McGriff was good as a rookie. Probably, maybe not Offensive Rookie of the Year good, but maybe close. Might be a #2 season. If he gets #2 for Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm not going to be happy. But 42 sacks, not great. Tank Bigsby was insane. 1,350 yards, 4.8 per carry, 12 touchdowns. But Olave, almost 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns, 900 for Agnew. Wish he had this kind of year as a rookie, but oh well. Bless him. Mitchell Johnson as a rookie was pretty bad. 8 sacks at left guard. But Jay Jordan, 162 tackles, 14 TFLs for Thibodeau and Granderson. But sacks, 8 for Brzee, who doesn't want to come back, 5.5 for Peebles, but 4 for Granderson, and 2.5 for Thibodeau. Real good stuff there. But interceptions, 3 for Stutzman, 2 for Jordan, then 1 for 5 different players. What do I do with this team? Our numbers were so confusing. Our defense doesn't seem that good when you look at the stats, but it was. Our offense seems like it was pretty good when you look at the stats, but it was mid. Like, I guess the first half of the year was just a fluke. I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna go with the Bengals offensive playbook. Call me boring. I don't care. I want something that works. Maybe we shouldn't though, because Tank Bigsby was good. Should we give it another year? We'll give it another year. We went 12-5. But all right, let's see if we can beat the Vikings here in the wild card. Can we get our first playoff win of the rebuild and the Saints' first playoff win in probably close to 10 years at this point in 2027, now 2028. We lose 31-28. Why does it show the divisional round is purple? I'm just realizing that. We're not playing the Vikings this week. We played them last week. I don't know, whatever. But all right, we get 2 more off seasons here to finally fix this team. Oh yeah, and I'm realizing I forgot to check yearly awards. Oops. Well, I mean, apparently McGriff didn't win Offensive Rookie of the Year, still only normal dev. Did at least, you know, develop up to an 82, but no Rookie of the Year. Ooh, and Kool-Aid McKinstry got Superstar. That's fun. But all right, for re-signings, we'll pick up the 5th year for Kelvin Banks. We'll go very player-friendly for Brian Brzee. He's been like our best pass rusher. 4 years, 105. He takes it. Cool. Aeneas Peebles, we'll keep 2. He was pretty good. 3 years, 65. Sure. Ruiz will let go. He ended up allowing 6 sacks. Don't love that. Werner is 30 and not interested. Granderson is 31 and has been awful. I think we'll just let all the rest of these guys go because, I mean, what's the point in keeping them? Man, I kind of want to make this an all-in season, but I am expecting a down year next year. Just knowing this game, of course. Ooh, also, it looks like Jay Jordan got star dev. I missed that. I kind of figured because he was really good. Well, he at least got a ton of tackles and 2 picks. He was good. 3.5 sacks. So that's cool. Definitely needed some linebacker development. But all right, let's get into free agency. Oh, there's some pretty good players, but not at positions we really need. There's Jahmyr Gibbs, Cooper DeJean. We could bring Zach Bond back. I was a big Zach Bond fan. I didn't know if he would ever break out, but he definitely did, unfortunately for the Saints. It's a lot of old players here, though. We need a tight end. There isn't really a tight end I want. Maybe AJ Barner. I guess we could bring him in as like a Band-Aid, but hopefully number 2 tight end. We'll probably draft one too, is the plan, probably. Danielle Hunter is available, but again, like I was saying, I don't know if this should be our all-in season. Plus, Danielle Hunter's kind of mid in Madden. I guess he did have a 13-sack season, but 13 sacks in Madden 26 is more like 8 in real life, and the other 2 years, 7 sacks is like 4 in real life. Sack numbers are just so inflated in this game. I don't know. We'll just draft a pass rusher. We made that our focus position for a reason. You know what? I never signed Zach Bond in rebuilds. I do see he has a few offers. We might get him. If we don't, it's not the end of the world, but we'll see. But all right, Zach Bond and AJ Barner, not exactly the most exciting free agent class, but I mean, Zach Bond is interesting. We don't get him though. It looks like he goes to the Broncos probably. Yeah. Well, we got a Band-Aid tight end, super exciting, but there wasn't really a lot that would have helped us, to be fair, in free agency. And you know what? I am going to switch to the Bengals offensive playbook. Why not? We had a rough second half to the year. The offense hasn't necessarily been our issue on the team. The last few years, I think our defense has been worse than our offense. It just changed this year. It was better this year for some reason. So I don't necessarily trust it, but if it was better, I'll give it another year at least. But all right, let's get to the draft and let's hope we can not have the worst pass rush in the league for the first time in this rebuild. Probably. Yeah, we were tied for the worst again with, you guessed it, the Texans with Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. Love this game. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 23, of course, being a wild card exit. There are some pretty good edge rushers at the top, but it, of course, is a quick fall off. I'm thinking we might be able to get Kiri Paul, which is a really like mid-2000s football player name. That goes kind of hard, but I don't know if we'll get him. Supposed to go at 29. We probably will. The question is, do I want him? Because he's probably going to have normal. I guess it would be better than whatever we've had, but not by much. There are some good-looking tight ends. I guess we could go with Vega, maybe. We'll just see who's available at 23. Not going to trade up or anything. Vega. Oh, wait, that's a different Vega at center. Okay, like all the tight ends are still on the board. Might go with Enrique Vega. There are 2 edge rushers left, Gentry and Paul. I would probably go Gentry just because speed rushers usually have a better chance of hitting. Man, I want that tight end though. He looked really good. How fast is he? Great speed, great excel, elite change direction, elite agility. Yeah, we'll take him. Rank 31. Okay, maybe I should have gone with the edge rusher. I thought he'd be like a top 10 talent, especially because I see so many tight ends that are. but he's all right. We'll start him. But round 2, probably not going to be an edge rusher left, but it is what it is. There's a 3rd to 4th round talent. We can maybe get round 3, but I'm not too worried about that. Our defense was still good despite having as bad of a pass rush as we did. I don't really see anyone too great though. Pete Young looks pretty good at defensive tackle, but only good strength. How about Drew Taft? Ran a 4.73. All right. I almost feel like the faster a defensive tackle is in Madden, the worse they are for some reason, somehow. Man, I might just go with that bad edge rusher. Sure, Armand McLaughlin, this is a pure need pick. I can almost guarantee he won't be worth it, but I don't know what else to do. We'll take him. Rank 97, got him at 55. Normal dev, unlucky. Oh yeah, and our second round pick, I forgot we had 2. I guess we'll go with a lineman. We don't have many positions of need left, but the positions we do need aren't really available in the draft. Let's go with Cameron Barnett. He looks like a decent guard. I want O-line depth because it's been questionable. Rank 44, we'll take it. When I don't know what to do in a draft, I just start taking like a million linemen, so I guess that's what we'll do. But all right, here's how the draft went. It was okay. I really thought Vega was going to be better. Just not a great blocker. I kind of realized once I saw his blocking ratings, I was like, maybe he won't be great, but I mean, half of them were Bs. I guess they were B to Ds, so maybe they were Ds. I don't know. But I mean, he doesn't look bad. We'll start him. We'll see if he develops. McLaughlin, I was just hoping he would have star, and he didn't. So that's tough. But I took 3 pretty good linemen, and the CPU took another good one. And then I was taking a couple edge rushers to see if we could get one with hidden, and Becht actually does have hidden. Now, he is already 23. But I guess that's better than nothing, so we might start him instead of McLaughlin. I don't know that either would do very well, but we'll see. I really should have taken an edge rusher round 1 and then a tight end round 2, but I just thought Vega would be better. But okay, draft class, let's get into the cursed year. But it looks like we are an 85 overall heading into year 4. I love when my controller randomly stops working. But we have an 87 overall offense, only an 83 overall defense. I guess we did downgrade it like safety and edge, but hopefully they're downgrades that will actually play better for some reason. We'll see. Maybe there's something with Becht. I don't know. Unlikely, but he's a rookie with hidden devs, so we'll hope he develops. Best case is defensive rookie of the year. Probably not going to happen, but I guess you never know. I don't have very high hopes for this year, but we'll see. We could be a decent team. It's mostly the same team as last year, just different, well, at least on offense, just a different tight end. Fairly different defense, but not too different. So we'll get to the mid-season point. There's almost no way we're going to be as good as we were last year, but hopefully we're not too horrible. Okay, big surprise. We are 1-6 at the midseason. Why? Okay, McGriff has been sacked 27 times. Not that that's a big surprise. Mitchell Johnson is horrible. Might bench him and McMullen. Both have been really bad. Our pass rush is still awful. I think we're just gonna decide that last year was a fluke. I'll give the Raiders playbook a try. I've seen it do well. Hopefully that makes our pass rush a little better. I guess we at least don't have the least sacks in the league this year. It's not great, but could be worse. Could be 4 like the Bears. But we'll see. We might play a little better in the second half of the year, hopefully. But who are we gonna have to re-sign this year? Fuaga, Riley, Sanker, Bigsby, Thibodeau. We're probably gonna let him go. I don't know that I really want any of these players. Fuaga's done better since we shifted him to right tackle. Not doing great this year, but he was better last year. I would go, I guess he's not that expensive. We'll see at the end of the year. We'll see how he does, because he's not off to a great start this year. Quincy Riley is 27 and not interested. He's done pretty well, but Sanker still doesn't have a I guess he's hardly played, but doesn't have a career pick. That's just mostly what I look at in Madden. Bigsby will resign. Not doing as well this year, but still pretty well. Broughton will bring back, and then other than that, we'll see at the end of the year how these guys do. So not a great start to the year. Not that I'm surprised at all. I mean, I thought we would have 2 wins, not 1, but close enough. But let's get to the end of the year, and we'll see what happens. I'm almost thinking about just tanking and putting the bad performing guards back in so we can hopefully get an edge rusher early in the draft, but Okay, we go 4-13 when we went 12-5 last year. What happened? McGriff was good, almost 5,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, 6 picks, sacked 66 times. That's fun. Tank Bigsby was good in the very few carries he got, but 1,500 yards and 22 touchdowns for Olave, 1,250 for Agnew, 1,100 for Shaheed. Of course, Kelvin Banks was horrible. Probably look for a new left tackle. McCoy was bad. Barnett was bad, but Foster was pretty good. I guess our guards got better, but our tackles definitely didn't, or our left tackle and center. But Jay Jordan led the team in tackles again. 14 TFLs for Peebles led the team. Sacks, 11.5 for Brzee, 7.5 for Peebles, 6 for Becht as a rookie. Oh, this is going to be a number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year type season. If he would have gotten 8 sacks, I would have felt pretty good about it, but I don't know if 6 sacks, 11 TFLs, 80 tackles is enough. We'll see. But picks, 4 for Jordan, 3 for Harris, 2 for McKinstry, and 1 for 4 different players. But Isaiah McGriff wins MVP? I didn't know he did that well. I mean, these are really good numbers, but usually there's a quarterback that does even better. I guess he just won it off of yards, because there were guys that had more touchdowns and a better completion percentage, but wow, there weren't any QBs with like a 75 completion percentage this year. That's crazy. But yeah, he does win MVP after not winning Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. We'll take that. Brandon Ayuk wins another Offensive Player of the Year. Chris Olave at 2. That kind of sucks. McGriff at 6. Defensive Player of the Year, any Saints? Jay Jordan at number 9. Let's see, Vega number 5 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, Becht wasn't even that close. Number 4 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. It goes to Joey Overstreet for the Commanders. Well, that's tough. Oh, is this gonna seem like I was cheating? I guess Becht didn't need to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. He already has X Factor. I've picked, like, I used to pick some speed rusher defensive tackles in, like, the 4th-ish round because they had a decent chance of having X Factor. I didn't know a, like, 5th round power rusher defensive end could have X Factor. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. I'm cheating, I guess, because those are always funny comments. I don't get those comments anymore, but I used to see comments suggesting that I like cheat in rebuilds and give players dev traits. What, all that so we can underperform every year in simulation? Wouldn't I like force wins or something rather than give players dev traits? YouTube comments are always something else, man. I saw a comment yesterday like, why do you always rebuild the Titans, Jets, Saints, Giants, all those teams? Maybe because they're the bad NFL teams and they're the teams that need rebuilds. I wonder. I don't reply to many of them, but that one really stuck out to me as an interesting complaint. Speaking of the Giants and Titans, though, we had a Titans-Giants Super Bowl. The Titans win it, 41-38. I feel like I've seen that exact Super Bowl a few times. Not the exact score, but Titans-Giants. Apparently, their playbooks are good. I don't know. I always see the Giants do really well. I gotta think about that. They did hardly allow any points this year. Would that be a better playbook than the Raiders? The Raiders didn't have a bad defense this year, though. We'll see. I want to experiment with the Raiders, because I've seen it do well. I want to see if it'll work for us. But for re-signings, we have the 5th-year option for KJ Harris. We'll pick that up. Fuaga, I definitely want to re-sign. He did pretty well, at least by Madden standards. 4 years, 78. That's a little more expensive than I would hope, but I mean, we have a ton of cap space. He doesn't re-sign, though. How much would the tag be? I guess not too much different. Just, it is more expensive, but not horribly. Sanker, did he have a pick this year finally? I can't remember. He did. I mean, he would be a good 3rd, I guess. Hopefully we can get a better safety. I'll go neutral, 3 years, 20. He takes it. Thibodeau, hell no. Honestly, the rest of these players, I'm still probably good. Let's get into free agency for the final time. Let's restructure all of our deals because why not? See how much money we can end up with. Might be a pretty good amount. I guess we're not paying that many players, but we are getting a lot from restructures, so more than I thought. Oh, and you know what? I might start free agency with a trade here. Okay, we'll trade Kelvin Banks to the Bears for an early 2nd round pick. Definitely hasn't played worth a 2nd round pick, but I always just go off players overalls when we're gonna trade them because that's how they should play. I don't feel like I should be, you know, screwed over for our players underperforming. So we'll get a 2nd round pick for him. It said he was the 7th ranked left tackle, so I feel like that's about fair. We're gonna need a left tackle now, but we needed one anyway, so it is what it is. But in free agency, I'm curious to see what kind of players are we gonna have. Oh, Justin Jefferson. It's a Pretty easy decision there. Bring him back to Louisiana? That might be the easiest decision I've ever made in a rebuild. We really don't need a receiver, but I mean, I never really get a chance to sign Justin Jefferson in Madden. Never really becomes available, so I'm gonna take that opportunity. Chris Jones is available too. Jalen Phillips is available again. I might sign him. Olu Fashanu is available. How does he do? For Madden, not horrible. I just worry in our offense he would play worse. We might just have to go with left tackle by committee situation this year, that sounds horrible, but like, that's kind of what you got to do in Madden. That's just what I always do in rebuilds, because if one of them underperforms, I'll just try a different one. If that one underperforms, then nothing I can really do. But we'll go for Justin Jefferson, Chris Jones, and Jalen Phillips. Pretty good free agent class if we get all three. Okay, we get two. We do get Justin Jefferson and Jalen Phillips. Chris Jones doesn't sign yet, but now he does. What a free agent class. All 30 plus at this point, but I mean, I don't really care. We only need them for 1 year anyway. But all right, in the draft we pick at number 3, our final draft. I do see a top 5 talent, Colin McQueen. I guess we'll take him if he's available. There are 2 other top 5 talents though. These were my focus scouts, all these 3. Delvin Allen, Devin Livingston, and Justice Wentz. I don't know which one's the best. Probably Allen, just because he looks like a better run defender. I guess Livingston is an insane athlete, so maybe not. I don't know, they both look pretty good. I might just take one of them at 3 instead. I don't know, what would be smarter? I guess we maybe should go with an edge rusher in case Becht underperforms, but I mean, he's an X factor. Sanker isn't. Edge is a more valuable position though. We'll go with McQueen. We'll be boring. It's probably the smarter pick out of Penn State. I would guess he's rank 5. Rank 4, okay. Thankfully hidden dev. I would sure hope so. But should we trade up for one of these safeties? If there's still one available at 20, I'll trade up. Or even like 18. My game's really starting to lag. I don't know why. Love when it does that. Easton Duckworth. Huh. It looks like they're both gonna be available. I'll keep going until one of them gets taken. Then we'll trade up for the one that doesn't. Okay, there goes Livingston. We'll trade up with the Packers at 22. All right, we're gonna trade 35 and 67 for 22 from the Packers. Now let's get our safety, Delvin Allen. He might even be the better of the two, no, I definitely think the other guy's better. But, I mean, Allen could be ranked 2 in the class. The other guy's probably 1. I especially think that because they took Livingston over Allen when Allen was projected to go first, but we'll take Allen. Rank 2. Might have been a good guess. We'll take that, though. He'll start for us. But all right, we still have a 2nd round pick, of course. What do we want to do here? What do we even need? You know, we do need a 3rd corner. I almost forgot about that. I guess worst case, we could play Sanker as our slot corner, but Raheem Witherspoon doesn't honestly look too great. I'm surprised he's a 1st round talent. I guess he has elite acceleration, but this might not be the best draft class in the world, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm really surprised he's a 1st round talent. Maybe he has really good zone or something. He's rank 11. This might be a really bad draft class. Does have hidden dev though. That's cool. He doesn't look great though. Miles Trout. That's a crazy name. But all right, I might be done drafting here. I don't really see anyone too crazy. I guess Ben Atkins looks pretty good. Not that we really need any more defensive tackles. Let me just see if there's a good lineman. Nathan Franklin looks pretty good at center. Sure, I'll always take more linemen. Rank 43, got him at 99. Good last pick. We'll take it. But all right, here's how we did in our final draft. Colin McQueen, 79 overall. Good player for sure. Not a scheme fit, unfortunately, but I mean, if we see a top 5 talent edge rusher, we gotta take him. He's a really bad power rusher. Only finesse moves, but he's really good at finesse moves. And then Delvin Allen, 81 overall. I honestly thought he would be like an 83. I thought he'd be even better, especially because he has 99 hit power. I just noticed that. But yeah, he'll start for us at free safety, obviously. And then Raheem Witherspoon, he's a better overall than, like, if I didn't have him scouted, I probably wouldn't have picked him. I don't really get how he's a 76. Definitely a pure zone corner. But I mean, he's even a 71 man with 65 man, 64 press. I don't know, whatever. And then I picked a couple linemen. They're good. Then the CPU picked a really good defensive tackle down here, 59 overall. I guess I picked a 59 overall tight end, so I can't really say anything, but still. But yeah, Livingston was slightly better, but just slightly. So very, very good final draft. 2 top 5 talents. We'll take it. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into the final season. We've done pretty well with this team for how hard of a rebuild this usually is. We're up to an 88 overall. I feel like we've drafted really well. We should continue to develop a lot throughout the year. Like, this is still a really young team for the most part. I guess we're gonna start Monroe at left tackle because he is superstar. Don't know that he's gonna do great as the 35th ranked left tackle in the league, but we'll see. It's really all we can do. But I like how the defense is looking. Both McQueen and Allen should develop a lot throughout the season. Should hopefully have a much better pass rush this year. Don't know if the Raiders' defensive playbook is good or not, but I guess we'll find out here. Might have to make a mid-season change if it's really bad. But I do want to see, where do we rank as an 88 overall? I highly doubt we're the highest overall team, but we're definitely not bad anymore. Actually, we might be tied. No, the Bills are an 89, but it looks like we're tied for second with quite a few teams. The Rams, the Panthers, a few others. So we're doing pretty good in terms of roster talent. We've had one really good year and the rest have been really bad, but we'll get to the end of this year and we will see how we do. I'll get to the midseason just to make sure everything's going okay, at least. But we should do well, I would hope. But all right, here we are at the end of year 5, and of course, super quick before I show how we did, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like if you've enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed too, because if you like this, you'll like all my videos. They're all similar. And then again, let me know down in the comments what team you would want to see me do a realistic rebuild of next week. I'm thinking about doing the Ravens. I thought about doing the Ravens this week, but I had already set up the Saints rebuild, so I was like, whatever. But let me know if you would want to see that. That's what I'm leaning towards. But anyway, we're now up to a 90 overall after the year. We're looking good, and we ended up going 11-6, and we made the playoffs. We'll take it. I was worried. We had the best offense in the league. Our defense was mid, though. At least it was mid, and it wasn't horrible, but it was mid. I see this. Oh, I thought that said 7-10 for the Browns. I mean, the 8-9 49ers made it. But Isaiah McGriff, 5,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, 8 picks. Very good season. Still sacked 62 times, but that's not bad because he had been sacked 33 times through 7 games. Obviously benched a few linemen after that, but was on pace for like 80 or whatever that would be through a full season. But Bigsby was okay for the carries he got. 1,600 yards and 19 touchdowns for Justin Jefferson. Almost 1,300 for Olave, 1,000 for Agnew. Blocking. You know what? I might put Monroe back in for Hayes. Or Mays. Mays was even worse. Fuaga was bad. Barnett was bad. I benched McCoy for Franklin. He did well. Man, I might bench all these linemen. At least Mays, definitely. Maybe Barnett. O-line is always such a struggle to figure out in Madden. It sucks. But Jay Jordan, 134 tackles, 14 TFLs for Phillips led the team. Sacks, 16 for McQueen as a rookie, 13 for Phillips, 9 for Jones. Glad we took McQueen. And picks, 3 for Harris, 2 for Jordan, McKinstry, and Witherspoon, and then 1 for 3 different players. We'll take it. Our defensive numbers looked pretty good this year. But MVP goes to Isaiah McGriff again. Very, very good season. It's too easy to win MVP if you have the Bengals offensive playbook. Speaking of that, where's Joe Burrow? I'm surprised he isn't up there. Did they like change playbooks? It doesn't look that good for them. They must have. Yeah, definitely. They're running the ball a lot more now. That's interesting. But offensive player of the year finally doesn't go to Brandon Ayuk. It goes to Justin Jefferson. McGriff at number 5. Michael Williams defensive player of the year. Don't know about that one, but Colin McQueen wins defensive rookie of the year. We'll take that. A few other Saints up here too. So good final season. We maybe should have been even a little better just based on roster talent. I guess we are still tied in overall with the Ravens or the Rams, Panthers. And did we catch the Bills? We passed the Bills, so we are now tied as the highest overall team, it looks like. I'm more than okay with that for a Saints rebuild. But all right, still need a playoff win in this rebuild. We don't have one yet. This is going to be the final year no matter what, just so I can, get this video up on time to y'all. But can we beat the 9-8 Green Bay Packers in the wild card? I would hope so. They had a worse offense than us, a much worse defense. They were 30th for points per game for defense. So let's see. Can we beat them? We can. It was close, but 14-11. Yeah, that's a game you would expect with 2 very good offenses and 2 pretty bad defenses. A low-scoring, close game. I definitely don't know if I'll revisit the Raiders' defensive playbook. I mean, it wasn't horrible. We did have the best pass D in the league, but a bad run D. I don't know. It's always a struggle to figure out which ones are actually good and which ones are just good because of their defensive players. Gotta think about the Giants, though. Might try that one in the next rebuild I do. Anyway, I'm yapping. We are going to be taking on the 90 overall LA Rams in the divisional. We are slightly higher of an overall, I guess, technically. We both have a 92 offense, offense, but we have an 89 defense to their 88. So we'll see what happens. Can we move on to the conference championship? We lose 31-28. You know what? I'm proud of what we did here today. We've definitely built a good team.